Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've got a not too big of a haul, but we're still going to split things up. A couple videos now, and then the rest later. So, kicking things off, we've got Sins of Sinister Dominion, wrapping up the Sins of Sinister storyline. Where we left off, Moira was out. Moira was outside the Moira engine, and well, there seemed to only be one Sinister left, and he was trying to figure out how to defend against. And he had seemingly just prevented Ironfire from doing something that Sinister felt was incredibly stupid. So, but Sinister and Moira are talking. She's asking if this is what he wants, and he states that maybe a hell of my own design, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still hell. That's it. But the Devourer Spirit of Vengeance blasts a hole in the or makes another attack on the World Engine. Ironfire is not as dead as Sinister thought. Beast has taken over for Emma. And has reached out to one of the other members of the Quiet Council, Xavier. Xavier sees what's going on and basically uses the fact that Hank reached out as a means of taking control of Hank and all of the remnants of Emma's forces. And they go on the offensive. And yet another person, sentient planet, I guess. Charles Living Planet, I guess, would be a good way of putting it. With Xavier coming, Ironfire cuts his forehead and uses his blood to, which he can transmute into metal, to create a Magneto helmet. And Ironfire flies through in his blood armor, basically flies through Charles, saying that Magneto was right. Sinister stops Moira from destroying the Moira engine, mainly because he's got 1,000 years of information to upload into it. That said, we find out that this particular lab also contains the switch for the Inferno failsafe. It's explained that the Inferno failsafe inside the Sinister's modified X gene has two purposes: clear up an experiment that runs out of control. 2, in the unlikely event they have a sufficient population of Sinister mutant hybrids is reached, Sinister can efficiently harvest their psychic essences and use it to push himself outside of the reality to a state existence normally reserved for AI gods, so Dominionhood. He does this, and there's already a Dominion out there. A Sinister Dominion out there. Sinister's decapitated by Ironfire. And Moira destroys the Moira engine. And we return to Immortal X-Men number 10. With Sinister noting, however, as he's about to activate his, or awaken yet another Moira clone, that, oh, there's a rather large file. 1,000 years. But turns out that Moira unleashed Mother Righteous's virus after all, and also ensures the creation of Rasputin. And it turns out that Mother Righteous, her Sanctum Malefica, suddenly has an entire new wing to the library added. Back to council chambers, the surviving members opt to go after Sinister. But Destiny senses something is wrong when Rasputin appears with Sinister, stating that Sinister has committed a numberless... Sinister's crimes are numerous and he must be punished for each and every one. Also, Kate's a bit smitten with, a bit taken with, I wouldn't say smitten, but at least taken with Rasputin. But Sinister is sentenced to the pit. And Rasputin introduces Mother Righteous, who explains that the modified, about Sinister's modified X gene, and Charles, Emma, and Exodus go into the pit voluntarily. While Storm thanks Mother Righteous, ending the story. It was definitely an interesting interesting run, that's for sure. Kind of a, we all look at Age of Apocalypse as being one of the darkest X-Men timelines, but I don't know. I think Sinister may have beaten it, and not in a, ooh, we're gonna be edgy, grimdark, but kind of a, okay. This, very much a yes thing. The explanations add up, yeah, that kind of thing. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain number 3. Where we left off, Morgan Le Fay had dubbed one of the Fury as the new Captain Britain. So at Braddock Manor, Megan and Brian are getting ready for a night out at the theater. Betsy and Rachel are to stay home and babysit. Rachel is trying to see if any of the other, if there's any, get any idea of what Morgan Le Fay is up to. Figures she's probably still on a different Earth, but it seems she's on Betsy's Earth, Earth 616. But at the theater, something's happening, so Betsy's called into action. Turns out that the Fury Captain Britain has shown up and is going after Braddock. But and Brian and Captain Fury have their slugfest. Though it's amazing, Betsy is able to convince the Fury that it succeeded in destroying Brian, though he's not been destroyed. And Betsy and Rachel meet up with Pete Wisdom and Fiza. What was this? And Betsy's kind of wondering if maybe she's made a mistake, kind of cutting herself off from Saturnine, but well, so leads to a slight disagreement between Betsy and Rachel. The Fury comes fairly close to ending Ambassador Brousseau, but the mechanical captain's hand is stayed by Morgan Le Fay, mainly because his blood is of no use to her, as he's not a mutant. But Morgan explains her motivations. The Britain she seeks as modernity in flames, Betsy, Braddock, and her friends helpless. Le Fay does not care to live in harmony with the moral government. Anyone who rises against her must die, and she expects that they will, in droves. She and her Captain Britain Corps are not there to defend the people, rather, but the magic and land of Britain, the power within. But she decides she's seeking help from an ally that Brousseau is not happy to see. Meanwhile, Betsy's planning to getting dressed up to go see someone, and Morgan Le Fay journeys to Latveria to meet with her longtime ally, Victor Von Doom, who does have her does have Morgan Le Fay's palace in his possession. It's miniaturized a box. Betsy, it turns out, has gone to speak with, well, Tony Stark, explaining that there's a war coming, and she's been encouraged to ask for help. And she might need him. She might need the Avengers, and she'll definitely need an expert on Morgan Le Fay and all of her old flings. That is where the issue ends. Starting to see more of Morgan's plan. I have to admit, I don't get the feeling that the British public will take to Betsy by the end of the series. But hey, hopefully I'm wrong. It'd be nice. It'd be a nice change. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Deadpool number 6. Where we left off, the Atelier had basically decided to put a contract out on Deadpool, as well as their former member Valentine. So, two members of the Atelier are watching Deadpool, as well as his symbiote dog Princess. When he meets with Lady Deathstrike, which gets them initially thinking that Deadpool's cheating, but, well, Deathstrike's aware of the assassins, and two of them work together to take the said assassins down, while another assassin shows up at Valentine's apartment, and they manage to get the drop on said assassin. though the assassin does ruin Valentine's coffee. But once Valentine's assailant leaves, Deadpool shows up to basically go on take Valentine on their date. We also get babysitting instructions for Princess, as Deathstrike will be dog sitting. Feed Princess at 6 p.m. Dinner's in the fridge. Tupperware of assorted ground meat. Don't ask many questions. Take Princess for at least 2 walks before putting her to bed. Make sure she poops before taking her back inside. Cannot stress this enough. She's apparently really sneaky about that. Do not take Princess to the dog park. Gee, wonder what happened if that. Wonder what happened if Deathstrike did such a thing. Apparently, Princess likes to watch reality TV, so put that on after dinner until bedtime. Treats in the freezer in the unmarked black plastic bag. She can have as many as she wants, and tuck her under a special blankie. But during Deadpool Valentine's date, it does seem that Deathstrike is taking Princess to deal with the members of the Atelier. Though it does seem that which also led to Princess eating some Shi'ar. Part of the date includes a trip to the planetarium, and then while there, 2 of the Atelier assassins attack. One of them turning into a wolf, and that is where the issue ends. Interesting so far. I'm a bit biased. I do happen to enjoy a fun Deadpool run, and this is so far proven to be just that. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Alien #1, which, fun point, was actually released on Alien Day. So, this is starting a new arc. While previous arcs are at least referenced and kind of the what's come before, we actually have an entirely new creative team this time around. So it's 2195. We're on the ice moon of LV-695. The crew present is looking for water deposits on an ice world, which one of them, they basically dig deep, and a frozen facehugger is found because one of those involved stuck a sharp little bit into the ice and cut the facehugger. But the block of ice with the facehugger is extracted and taken back to base for study. A signal is sent out and picked up by a Weyland-Yutani ship. 2 weeks later, the lead scientist and her family are having dinner, and apparently a Talbot company hopefully might be sending a new crew to relieve them, as primary scientist is very pregnant. As this argument's going on, Weyland-Yutani ship arrives, the USCSS Boreas, which appears to have a crew of dog catchers. Dog catchers are are a group of Weyland-Yutani troops that are trained primarily with retrieving, with potentially bringing in xenomorphs. They were seen briefly at the end of Alien 3. But it's explained that the Talbot Corporation, 4 days previously, was bought by Weyland-Yutani, and so any and all research that the Talbot Corporation is doing is now the intellectual property of Weyland-Yutani. Yeah, the scientists and her family aren't thrilled about this, whereas her daughter has escaped into the complex. And the block of ice that contains the facehugger is melting. And the issue ends with that block of ice melting enough that at least one of the facehugger's legs can move. And we learn that there is at least one full-grown xenomorph frozen in the ice of LV-695. That is where the issue ends. Good start. Declan Shalvey's great. I've enjoyed his artwork for quite some time, and in all honesty, his writing is equally good. So, I said the only thing I would potentially change with this current run of Alien is having Shalvey on the artwork as well as the script. But hey, having on the script is fine by me. Moving on to our last one for a moment, we've got Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red, #1. Basically, yet another Black, White, and Blood miniseries ago. Yes, not blood, but rather and red. And this being the first one set in a galaxy far, far away, or a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It looks like Marvel's trying something a little different with this one. We have a running arc, or well, apparently it seems to be a running story as well as two other one-offs in each issue. So our first story, Hard Shutdown, Part 1. Vader has arrived on an abandoned ore mining moon, HS 197 in the Horrocks system, part of the Outer Rim. But he's speaking with someone that he mistakes for a rebel. This guy's reinforcements show up, and they're waded through pretty quickly, though they get the upper hand and shut down Vader's armor. There is a code phrase. Padme, help me. And so part 1 of the story ends with Vader completely and totally incapacitated. Intending to take Vader to a chop shop. Next we have Inescapable by Peach Momoko. It's all... There's no dialogue. Just artwork to interpret. A girl seeing various visions, such as a mountain of skulls, Vader, hands reaching for a TIE fighter that's a rather organic-looking TIE fighter, I guess, would be where the cockpit is an eyeball with the solar panels growing out from the sides. And finally, we have Dissolution of Hope. On the planet Torku. Lord Vader is supposed to be arriving. They're building a super weapon there, and something has gone wrong. Potentially, maybe even sabotage. It is sabotage. There are rebels on the planet that are. But an attack is made on the big Imperial get-together, though Vader didn't show up anyway. The planetary governor is taken prisoner. Stormtroopers arrive. Working with rebels is one of the scientists involved in the project, who has shown exactly how to sabotage the weapon. Vader is dealing with also dealing with the rebels, and catches up to the scientist and is able to get the machine operational once again, and make sure that the scientist won't be a problem going forward. And that is where the issue ends. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised that we get a black, white, and red miniseries for Vader. Kind of figured that black, white, and red would probably just be one of those things that remains in with primarily Marvel characters as opposed to licensed characters, but I'm not complaining. Anyway, that is going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.